Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with the hangout and highlight session. Man, truly excited about this one to have Miss Raven Turner with us, a great lady, doing some great things to inspire and motivate. And truly happy for her, truly excited for her journey, and she's doing some amazing things. So I had to get her on to just hang out with her and highlight her. So my audience, can check out who she is and go follow her and show her some love and support if you're not already doing that. So first, Raven, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with the Success Chronicles.
Thank you, Chip. It's a pleasure and honor. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited, and it's always, a blessing to be able to share my story and just some of my experiences along the way that I've learned along with other people. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Well, talking about your story, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about your background and kind of so people have an idea of who you are and what it is you do.
Yeah. Okay. So to unpack my story a little bit, to give you guys kind of idea of who I am, how I got here to where I am today. I went to Prairie View A&M University, right? Graduated in 2014. Ran track out there on a scholarship, 4-year scholarship, all the relays, 4x1, 4x2, 4x4. And, my dream at the time was to one day become a collegiate athletic director. That's what I was working towards. I always wanted to do something in sports. That was the goal. And unfortunately, that just did not happen. So about my senior in college, when I'm working toward those goals, trying to get into the University of Central Florida to get my master's, they had like a double MBA program. I was trying to get in there. I was applying to Nike for this internship. So those 2 years, like back to back, it was just like, no, Nike, no. It's kind of like you get close to something, you're knocking on the door, you think it's going to open or it opens a little bit, but then it closes. You know what I mean? It's like, unfortunately, they told me, because there are 3 rounds for this Nike internship. And they told me the second round, fortunately, you're not selected to move forward. So my senior year in college, I reapply, right? I reapply, same thing, 3 rounds, get past the first round, second round, the Zoom interview, get told no. Central Florida, I don't get in there. So everything is kind of hitting me all back to back to back. Because at this point, it's like, I'm about to graduate college now. And the plan that I have for my life, I'm realizing it's not going to unfold the way I thought it was going to unfold. So because all those things happened, I had to move back home with my parents. And I started working overnights at this group home, caring for individuals who cannot care for themselves. And I was making $10 an hour. And, I felt kind of like a failure at this point in my life. I was depressed a little bit. I felt like a failure. I just felt like this has got to be a joke. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening? And during this time too, now I'm running up and down back to Houston, like after I get off of work, I'm still in my 20s, I'm still young. But at the same time, like I'm trying to still figure out, I'm knocking on doors like the Texas Stars, I was interning with the Mavs D League, the college football playoffs, and nothing was working. So I remember one day I'm in my house, right? I'm in my room. I'm talking to God and I'm upset. And I'm upset. I'm like, you sat here and said you to give me the desires of my heart. You're not giving me nothing I desire. And I said what I needed to say, and my dad always told me, once you talk to God, sometimes get quiet afterwards so you can hear him talk back. So I did. And I'll never forget, I heard, something in my spirit tell me, I'm putting you in a position to build something. And I need you to change your perspective in the way you're viewing this situation, because if you keep viewing it the way you're viewing it, you're going to miss this opportunity. So that right there changed my entire perspective about my entire situation. Now, my entire life, people have been telling me, you got a calling on your life, blah, blah, blah. I used to run from that. My dad's a preacher. I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to do none of that. So it's funny how I have ended up speaking Like I'm on
Yeah.
stages and stuff now, right? So through
Uh,
all of that, Chip, basically I've learned, a lot of times when it seems like things are not working in your favor, things are actually working in your favor. So all of those no's, I kind of look at it as like, where God has taken me, it's going to be more no's, right? You're going to be
yeah.
speaking. You don't have all the money, all the resources. So what you do have is the gift to speak. And what you do have is, the common sense to go out there, reach out to people, put your name, sell yourself, but you're going to get hit with a ton of no's doing that. So I need you to be able to handle no right now, because where
Yeah.
I'm taking you in a couple of years, you know what I mean? You're going to experience no's there too, right? So if you can handle it here, you're going to be able to handle it over there. So as you know, the speaking is kind of taken off. You know what I mean? Now, sometimes it's slow, but the places I've been, I was at the Steelers, they bringing me back. You know what I mean? I never thought that, when I first started speaking, right? Professional
Mhm.
football team, some of the schools I've spoken at, it's just been a blessing. So I just been speaking, telling my story about adversity, because it's a universal story. Everyone has had a plan for their life, thought things was
Yeah.
going to work out a certain way. And it's kind of like, when life doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, a lot of us, we've stopped competing with ourselves, right? And, we have to get to the point every day where, we don't compromise our standards based off of, what life throws at us. If you work hard every day, you work hard every day, regardless of, if it's good or bad, right? You show up every day for yourself, all that type of stuff. So that's how I got here. That's how I
So
got here.
good. That's so good. To hear your journey. A lot of those things I knew, but it's always good to hear that, because I mean there's some gems in there. I think there is a journey for everything, right?
Yes.
I think even when you are doing everything that you can, sometimes you may feel like you're all in good enough, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're learning some things because there's a blessing in every lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
So what I want to do is just I want to throw some words out at you. And if you
Okay.
don't mind, let's just talk about what comes to mind or to heart when you hear these words. If you don't mind, you good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So the first word I want to throw out at you is, or first words phrase is transferable skills.
Transferable skills. So when I think of that, I think of being an athlete, right? So, I was an athlete my entire life. I love sports. I love to compete. I take everything as a competition. It doesn't matter. Uno, we shooting, something into the trash can. I need to win. So I think the skills that I had to transfer was, for one, it's like my spirit, that competitive spirit, that competitive nature that I had as an athlete. I'm no longer an athlete. I'm no longer on a court or a track, but I still have to have that same type of mindset. It's to work hard. The goal is to outwork what I did the day before. You know what I mean? And if I can just do that every day, I'm going to be great at whatever it is that I do. Um, so I think that, it's like dedication, that same commitment, holding yourself
Yeah.
accountable, those skills, those are all the type of things you do in sports. And then even, when you're trying to build something, you can't build it by yourself. You can't win a championship by yourself. You cannot win a basketball game, a track meet by yourself. You need a team. It's the same in entrepreneurship. If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. You got to get with people and find people who do what you do. And, you come together and achieve something much greater. So those are some of the skills that I've learned, along the way. You can only go so far by yourself, you know, but you work hard, you build a team with people, get yourself in the right environment. It's the same thing. Like I'm still competing, right? The atmosphere, the environment, it's the same. It's just I'm no longer on a track or basketball court, right? The arena
Yeah.
just looks different.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in a different environment. I'm still trying to kick your butt.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to annihilate you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to be
Believe
the best
that.
at what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next, I guess, phrase I'll give you is living and learning.
Living and learning. Okay, that's good. Whoo, living and learning. Man, I can tell you, I have. lately been living, and I've learned a lot since I've been on this journey. Oh my gosh. So one thing I've learned about myself is I I have a problem with like wanting to be in control, right? And it's like not where it's like I'm controlling, where it's like people do what I say do, but it's like I know when I am involved and in control of something, it's going to happen. And I've had to learn to let go, like surrender to God's will for my life. And it's like trust the timing that He has for you, right? Like I want, you know, so for instance, I'm in the arena with a lot of great speakers, right? My favorite speaker is Inky Johnson, him and then ET for me, right? And I remember when I first started doing this, I was like, man, Inky was doing this and this by 32. I got to be doing that by 32. That right there, that entire way of thinking, looking at the clock, it gave me a lot of anxiety. It made me feel like I was behind. And I listened to some stuff Bishop T.D. Jakes said. He said a lot of times we have a problem. We have this spirit of urgency where we try to take things into our own hands, and we start trying to force things. And when things don't go the way you want them to go because you're trying to force it, you begin to have anxiety, you begin to be depressed, blah blah blah. So I've had to learn to just surrender. Like enjoy life. I had a friend who told me, she was like, you don't live in the present enough. You too worried about your future. And I'm like, I didn't even tell her all of these type of things. She was like, you got to give yourself some grace, be patient with yourself. And I just kind of really took those words, the stuff that TD Jake said, about timing. Like it takes time to be great. It takes time to do great things. When you're cooking and you're baking something, it takes time for it to bake. You know what I mean? And I just started, taking that in, and I'm at peace where I'm at right now. Like I'm on my own wave. I'm taking my time. I'm practicing. Someone also told me, you're doing everything in the physical, but maybe you need to get connected with God in the spiritual, right? So I've been doing a lot of things, just a lot of personal development things. Like I journal now. I walk every day. I stopped listening to so much rap music and secular music that makes me think about other things. And I'll be listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of Bishop T.D. Jakes, a lot of things about mental health. And I mean, that's just some things that I've learned along the way of my journey. And it's I feel like I'm living now, like I'm at peace, my spirit is well, and I'm okay.
Man, I love that. I love how you broke that down. I think there's a lot of dimensions to that. But the underlying factor that comes out for me is personal growth.
Yeah.
As you said that, going back to the athlete perspective, and there's always something that we can work to be better on. We can always watch the tape and see, what's my start, this, my drive, how did my feet, like all of those things. It's always something that we can
Right.
look into to strive to be better and be the best version of ourselves. But then at the end of the day, like you said, a lot of the times we may think we have the plan, but we we really don't. The big
Man, they
man.
said what I don't know if this is in the Bible, but what's that
Yeah.
thing they say? If they want to make God laugh, tell them your plans.
Yep.
It's so
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
true.
true. Because I,
Yeah.
I would have never saw this, never would have done it. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
And I've told God several times because this is hard. Like this is
Yeah.
hard. And Bishop T.D. Jake said something else. He said God never does anything easy. You know what I mean? He was like he had a whole shepherd boy defeat a giant. You know what I mean? That ain't easy. It's easy for him, but to the world that ain't easy. It's like how does that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean all type of stuff. So, it's been plenty of times when I was like, Lord, if this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing, just tell me. Like, I will go. I don't have to go speak. Like, I don't have to do this. And every
Yeah.
time, I'm telling you, every time I say stuff like that or get discouraged, he always comes through and reminds me. Someone will contact me and be like, we want you to speak somewhere. You know what I mean? And I just take that as like God reminding me, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
you gotta put in those hours in the dark and really practice those
Mm-hmm.
stories. And
Yep.
that's kind of what I've been doing these last couple months. Just dialed in, focused in, and yeah, working in the dark.
There you go. Well, the last word I want to throw at you, Raven, I want to warn you first. Hey, this is the good one. but then,
Okay.
but then, also I'm gonna pause a little bit to set you up too. But
Okay.
the last word I'm gonna throw at you is legacy.
Mm-hmm. Legacy. Okay. So what is my legacy, or what legacy am I trying to leave?
Whatever
What does
comes
the
up
word
for
mean
you.
to me?
Yeah.
When I think about legacy, I just think about, uh, you know, two things. For one, what I want to be remembered for, and then something to leave my children when I do decide to have children. I want to be remembered for someone who worked hard, someone who, took risk. She jumped, and she betted on herself. And, y- you know, um, Maya Angelou has a quote, or she once said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. So, I want to be remembered for someone who experienced temporary defeats.
Mm.
You know, I had setbacks, I had adversity, challenges, but I wasn't defeated. I didn't let that stuff stop me. I let it fuel me, and it pushed me into who I'm supposed to become. Right. And that's what adversity does. A lot of times we look at adversity as, misfortune or disaster. But, a person who cannot accept uh, temporary defeat or misfortune and use it, as fuel for greater success, they'll never do great things.
Mm.
So I want to be remembered as someone who did something great, right? A black woman, young black woman, took a chance. She didn't follow the rules that society says. She did it her way. And, she became great. I want to be great at what I do, right? I for sure want to become a household name, but I'm going to be great at what I do. I'm going to be the best. And that's all I can ask for. And then, when I have children, I want them to see what their mom has done, you know, me and their father, what we represent. And then, just leave them, I guess, leave a strong legacy behind, and something that they can follow and, work and strive towards in their own life and their own endeavors.
I love it. I love it. So as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share with the audience where they can go, follow you, check you out, kind of let them know, hey, the opportunities that you're looking for, so that they can show you some love.
Yeah. So on Instagram, my Instagram handle is I am the Raven Turner. That's THE Raven Turner. I am the Raven Turner. YouTube, just Raven Turner, or it may be the Raven Turner. Just type in Raven Turner, I'll pop up. And if you'd like to purchase a book, you can contact me on my Instagram at I am the Raven Turner, or go to Amazon and purchase it. But if you purchase it from me, it'll be signed. And as
Hold
far as
on, wait a minute.
opportunity,
Let's not skip over that. Let's talk about the book. We got to
oh,
tell them about the book,
okay.
Raven. Hey, if you want to get a book, no. Let's tell them about the book. Let's go.
Okay, so I have two books. I've written two books. The first one is
Okay.
called Pushed, Turning
Hmm.
Adversity into Advantage. So that book is all about how I got to where I am today, right? The adversity was Nike and being told no, UCF, being told no, and I turned it into my advantage, right? By it allowing to push me into my purpose, essentially, right? Because I can't say if that stuff wouldn't have happened, would I be here today? I don't know, but it happened, and this is where I'm at. So it pushed me into my purpose. Um, so I kind of talk about those type of things. Um, the second book, Small Wins Create Momentum, and that book is a special book because a lot of times, we try to do things, and just we look at the big picture, but in order to achieve anything, you got to break things down into manageable pieces,
Yeah.
and that's how you get things accomplished. So it's about the small wins, building momentum, and momentum is like what you do every single day. That stuff builds momentum, and once you create enough momentum, you start moving, right? Momentum creates movement. I talk about mental momentum because if you're not in the right space mentally, you're not moving anywhere physically. So it's about momentum. And you can, like I said, get the book from me, and it'll be signed, comes with a bookmark, or you can order it off of Amazon.
All right. Well, again, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time to hang out and be highlighted on the Success Chronicles. I wish you continued success.
Thank you. Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate it. It was a pleasure being here. Thanks, Chip.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you guys for checking out this session. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.